Greetings everyone, welcome aboard. Joseph James here. It's July 8th, 2010. Here's your live trading recap brought to you by schooltrade.com. Guys, we had another great day in the room, another $1,000 day today. Boy, if this is what summertime trading is all about, guys, I'll take summertime all year round. We got beautiful weather out there right now. Hope you guys had a great weekend, long weekend. We're back in the trade room though this week, finishing up a short week, guys. Don't want you guys to forget though, the videos in the blog right now, there's a lot of great stuff in the blog. Make sure you guys check out that new section of the blog called Trade Room Resources. And don't forget, in the upper right-hand corner, use the search box. In the upper left-hand corner, make sure you click on Follow the blog. In the lower right-hand corner, you can see our Facebook, our Twitter, our YouTube, right? Sign up for our newsletter that we always have the most current things that are being added to the blog, guys. So get to know the blog. And if you guys have any questions, drop us an email or get on Skype with us. All right, 2, 4, 6, 7 total trades, 99 ticks today, 990 USD. Another good day here in live trade room. Now, today was a great example of a completely different type of market environment, but we were still able to profit with it. Now, guys, anybody can make a lot of money when the markets are tumbling, right? Big moves like they were end of last month and the beginning of this week. But today, we didn't see very much big moves. Okay, we looked for slow charts, we looked at fast charts, but we didn't see very much follow through today. All right, now what do I mean by that follow through? Well, we'll talk about that in a second here. 99 ticks, 990 bucks, that's 5,700 for the week, guys. 570 ticks for the week. All right, guys, this is the first under $1,000 day this month so far, and we missed it by one tick, right? 10 USD. We'll keep you guys posted, but we're just shy of 79,000 for the year so far, guys. We'll keep in touch. Let's keep going. What's the most important thing that we saw today? Well, guys, again, today we saw a very slow, choppy environment. Markets were going sideways, very slow and sluggish, looking for direction. Right? Again, like we talked about yesterday, it felt like today, the same as yesterday, it felt like the traders are now back from the beach, they're back from their barbecues, they're back from their boats, right? And now they're looking at the market now, wondering, where do we go now? We've got crude going sideways, gold trying to figure out if it wants to stay above or below 1,200. So a lot of this stuff right now, I think, is waiting for some more direction. Now, today we had lots of news. 8:30 jobless claims, right? 10:30 nat gas, 11 o'clock crude oil, the 9:30 U.S. Open. So we were in and out of the market trying to navigate through this choppy day, and we had lots of news that made it more difficult for us. But one thing we saw right away was lack of big money, right? Remember we talked about that earlier this morning, guys, in the room? We talked about how, reading the tape, we noticed there wasn't as much big money as we're used to seeing. Now, big money means the big institutional-sized traders, right? The big lots, the big, right, the animals, right, the big elephants out there. So without a lot of money in the market, without the big money, okay, that's not going to be very helpful to push this market around. Okay, the little day traders like you and I, we don't move these markets, right? It's those larger traders, those 50 lots, those 100 lots. Those are the ones that make the moves happen, right? They're the ones that spark everyone else into the market. Okay, so without seeing that today, right, we saw that right away. We knew right away to be concerned. We even moved to some slower charts, some fast charts. We looked across everything today, looking for as many patterns as we possibly could, but it was a challenging day. Right? Nothing really moving very well today, and we had to do what we had to do to make the money. Okay, so no matter what the market throws at us, we want to be ready, willing, able, and confident in our abilities to trade these markets. So what was a heads up today? Right? The market gave us some serious clues. Lots of news, slow speed at the open, no big money at the open, and then here's something we saw on the pace of tape indicator. Now, guys, if you want more information about the pace of tape indicator, more information on our blog, go to the blog and look for the Trade Room Resources. Under Trade Room Resources, or you can always use the search box, right? Search for pace of tape. That'll give you all the information you guys need about the pace of tape indicator. Now, guys, on top is crude, right? On the bottom here is gold. And what you'll see here is we have the sloping, right? That steep slope as we right, come down in the speed. Now, the pace of tape indicator measures the speed of the market. So what this means is as the pace of tape keeps falling here, that means fewer and fewer people are in the market. All right, guys? So 8:45, we had just gotten out of the 8:30 news, and we saw the price really slowing down, and we thought to ourselves, all right, no big money, sideways markets, looking for direction, And now the pace of tape tells us it's been slowing down as we get further and further into our day. Okay, this is all we need right here, guys. Read the market ahead of time and then make your assumptions going forward what the day is going to look like. So we knew today sideways, slow and choppy. And a lot of us, right, we hadn't even seen days like this yet. All right, if you guys have been trading for 2 or 3 weeks now, you haven't even seen a day like this today yet. Okay, so watch closely today, guys. Great example of the heads up. We read the market ahead of time. We knew exactly what to expect here. Let's get started. Okay, on the gold. We'll start first on the gold. Now, guys, this is one of the situations we always look for. Price comes down, bounces off my low of day, and look what we have here, right? 1, 2, right? 1, 2, 3, right? 1 tick lower lows. Now, of course, I couldn't take the first one because the first 2-step happened at 8:30. Okay, so we had 8:30 news in the first one, right? Couldn't take the first one. The second one, though, okay, we can take the second one because it was after the 8:30 news. Okay, so we chop around the 8:30 news here, market bar swing high, and then by the time we broke above that swing high, there's your 2-step pattern long. Now, guys, there are a couple things here that really gave us some confidence. The first thing was increasing speed. All right, guys, we saw some increasing speed, right, as this price began to break above my swing high. That was the first thing. But the big thing was that we saw these, right, 1 tick lower lows. Whenever we see 1 tick lower lows like this, we always know, get ready for that reversal. All right, let's keep moving. Next up, still on gold. Okay, now we took 3 back-to-back winners on gold, 850, 945, and then 946. So the trade at 850 made us money. Okay, now here on gold, we're coming down. Short-term trend is down. You can see the slope of my trigger line here pointed down. I'm going to break below support, mark up a swing low, and then break below that swing low. That's your breaker pattern short. Now notice, guys, the slope of my trigger line is pointing down here, which means I'm trading with the trend. It's a breaker pattern. 93.9 was the fill, 2 off at 4, 2 off at 1. That's 10 ticks or 100 USD. So we take 10 ticks out of the market in the first trade. Okay, bounced up, came back down, continued back down. We break below support, mark up my swing low here, and there's your breaker pattern short for a second trade. Right, back to back, 1 minute apart. Now notice this was after 9:30, but before the 10:30 news. 91.4 was the fill. This time we get a much better move. 2 off at 7, 2 off at 3. There's 20 ticks or 200 USD. So we took $300, right, 30 ticks out of the market here in less than 10 minutes on the gold. Add that to our 10 ticks, and now we've got $400 here, guys, before 10 a.m. Not a bad way to get our day started. But notice, though, we didn't see any real big moves here. These are both very choppy, very indecisive moves. Okay, so we're still pretty concerned about what the rest of the morning would look like here. Now we go to crude. Okay, so we got back-to-back winners on crude. Now notice, guys, here, this is an 8-range chart. Okay, here's an 8-range chart, and these are about 1 hour away from each other. Okay, in between these two, we took 1 scalp trade in the 4 range. But let's take a look at these two first. 950, 949, short-term trend is up. We can see the slope of that trigger line pointing up. Now we have the high of day overhead, right? There's my high of day. We're going to bounce off the high of day, come back down, mark up my swing low, and then break below that swing low. There's your first 2-step pattern short. Okay, 949, 63 was the fill. We took 2 off at 4, 1 off at 8, 1 off at 5. That's 21 ticks or 210 USD. So we got 21 ticks out of the first trade. Okay, then of course we have about an hour of just choppy consolidation right here. Right, gets real choppy here for about an hour. Then it bounces back up, tests the high of day again. Now, guys, once again, what do we see here? That's a 1 tick higher high. See that? That's a 1 tick higher high. And what that tells us is if we see price back off of this after a 1 tick higher high, we know the buyers did everything they possibly could to push this price up, and they couldn't get the job done. Right? So it's a little bit of a heads up. We know we see that 1 tick higher high. We're looking for the sellers now to see that as well and to grab hold of this price and push it to the downside here. Okay, so we had to come down, get below my trigger line because the trigger line will be support. So get below support. There's my swing low, and there's the break below that swing low for our 2-step pattern short. Second one here an hour later, 2 off at 4, 2 off at 1. That's 10 ticks or 100 USD. So we took 31 ticks, guys, another $300 out of crude. So at this point, guys, we've got $700 between gold